Welcome to a special summer check-in. That's what we'll call it here on Instigating with Clarkey and Drury, and we're very pleased to be joined by two good friends of the show. Well, one of them might not want to be friends with us based on what the Blue Jays are doing to his Yankees. Mike Damergis joins us, who of course hosts the Bronx is Burning.
Are you still doing that?
Is
Are
it
they
ever
burning?
burning?
Well, I think we're going to put that on pause until the Yankees start playing relevant games in September. I think we're going to do that. I mean, do you believe it? A sweep by the Blue Jays? This isn't
I
1992.
I don't believe it. How the heck does it happen?
That didn't even happen in 1992. First time ever a four-game
franchise
sweep,
history.
man. Yes.
Well, listen, this Yankee team has flaws. Max Fried, Aaron Judge has been carrying him. Goldschmidt for the first part of the season was batting way above his average, but now he's come back to reality. Putting Jazz Chisholm at third base has been a total disaster. I don't know what it is about Brian
man.
Cashman. He likes to put players out of position, like he almost run Gleyber Torres, like he tried to make Jobber Chamberlain a starter years ago. This team is flawed. It continues to be flawed. They have to get a third baseman. They need another outfielder. Schmidt's now on the disabled list or the IL for the season. He's pretty much done, and they need another pitcher. So this Yankee team is going in the wrong direction. To think that this team was going back to the World Series was you were fooling yourself completely.
You've been
Yeah,
on the
it's-
fire Aaron Boone bandwagon for over a year now. He's still there.
Aaron Boone should have been let go 2 years ago. The problem is, and this is the problem, Brian Cashman should fire himself, then fire Aaron Boone. That's the problem. I mean, this guy grew up in the lineage of a baseball team. All right, grew up around baseball. How isn't he a good manager? Explain this to me.
Well, listen,
Yeah,
they
it's-
don't fire coaches in New York willy-nilly, right?
Yeah, they never do that down there in the
That
Big
never
Apple,
happens.
that's for sure. Our friend Mike Gentile on with us as well, who of course is, all of these guys, bar me, have been primetime producers. And of course, you can still hear Mike, our friend Mike Gentile on The Fan and doing all kinds of great production work over there as well. What is your takeaway so far from not only the Jays sweep of the Yankees and then subsequent sweep of the Angels, and they continue to roll as we record this against the White Sox, and it's just been unbelievable. How are they pulling this off? Because there's not really like a big star at the center of it that's having a massive season the way an Aaron Judge is for the Yankees, who are struggling. It really is by committee and off the back of three incredible starters right now, Gentile.
It is so unbelievable that Ross Atkins was right.
Don't say that, man.
That's how bad
Internal
it is.
improvements.
Think about this.
It's true.
Atkins 2 years ago was like, we got a lot of exciting players in the pipeline. And we're like,
Yeah.
no, you don't.
No, you don't.
What if guys have a turnaround season? They're going to be better than what they showed. They're like, no, they're not. It's like the most flawed strategy. And it all worked out. Like it all panned out.
Right now.
It's bizarre because in 2015, they trade for Price. Stroman comes up. They trade for Tulo. It makes sense, right? Here, the same group of guys that couldn't hit worth a lick a year ago and earlier this year are suddenly the same guys hitting. Wasn't an acquisition. In fact, they had more injuries. And it's not Vladdy carrying the team or Bo carrying the team. It is the most bizarre thing you've ever seen. It's Addison Barger and George Springer. And it's hard to explain because it's not too early where you say, oh, it's only April or May. It's early. They're not a World Series juggernaut, but now like they look legit. Like they got to push in and go for it. But yeah. I'll say it again. Ross Atkins was right because no one else was like could have saw this coming.
And we made fun of that internal improvement comment.
Remember?
Time and time again. We need
You might have to
internal
stamp
improvement.
that on your head, Clarkey. You might have to stamp
I
internal
cannot
improvement
believe
on
they
your head.
have gotten internal improvement. I cannot believe it.
It
But they
really
have.
is it really is incredible, and I want to swing it back to the Yankees though, because for the majority of this season they were in control of a surprisingly weak AL East. I mean, the Orioles are an absolute embarrassment. I mean, when everyone saw they lost Corbin Burns, you thought, okay, well, they can still kind of, no, they can't. And the Red Sox are, I mean, they continue to be one of the most confusing franchises in sports right now. But you look at the Yankees, Damergis, and like you said it, they're a flawed team. How did we get to this point, though? Because this team, I know Garrett Cole was hurt and they've had injury problems. They were in the World Series last year. What the hell happened?
They were carried again by Aaron Judge. They had some great pitching. Rodon was pitching well. Fried was pitching well. They were getting good bullpen help as they usually do. Cashman is good at finding bullpen help. And you had Paul Goldschmidt hitting well. His average has dropped about 100 points. If you look back and you look back, how did this happen? What's the map of how this happened? The last time the Yankees had a real third baseman was probably back to A-Rod back in 2016. I mean, you had a couple of guys they tried to get in there. They tried to make Andujar a third baseman. They tried over the years to make Todd Frazier filled in there. Didn't work out. When was the last time they had a good first baseman? Oh, Mark Teixeira. They tried Bird a couple of years ago when they first turned it around in 2017 when the Baby Bombers. They stuck with with Rizzo for all those years. And what was he? I mean, he had this issue, he had COVID, he had a concussion. Wasn't the Rizzo that won a World Series with the Cubs. And now you have Goldsmith, and you tell me, here, let's go with another washed up third baseman. Let's keep doing that. How many left fielders have they had through the years? How many catchers have they gone through? How many opportunities did they give Gary Sanchez? How many opportunities did they give Miguel Andujar? How many opportunities did they give Clint Frazier? Too many, too long, too much. It's time for Cashman to go. If they don't make the playoffs this year, he's got to be gone.
I'm looking at their roster, and like you look at, like I like Austin Wells. I like some.
I like him too.
Yeah,
He's a nice guy, but he's not Thurman Munson. And Jason Dominguez isn't Mickey Mantle.
He's not Dale Berra.
He's not even Mickey Rivers. He's not even Bernie Williams.
What is well, I was going to ask you that because some of the younger guys, the Volpes and the Dominguez of the world, like we heard over the last couple of seasons when the Yankees got hot and heavy in trade talks, that those were two guys that they circled that they absolutely would not move off of. In hindsight, do you wish that they have done that, especially to maybe get a third baseman? Like, what are they supposed to do now at third?
100%. They should have moved Dominguez when he was a hot item. That's number one. Number two, Volpe is regressed. His fielding is regressed. Get some crazy glue for the kid. He's dropping everything. His hitting, he's batting around 220, 230. He's got some pop, 8-9 home runs. He's got his RBIs are not bad, but he is not the player we thought. He is not Derek Jeter, that's for sure. He's playing a lot more like Bucky Dent these days.
Oh my God, that's
and Bucky Dent was a better fielder, not hitting wise.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was. I mean, just look at his fielding numbers right now. You're right. He absolutely has regressed, and that was his strength ultimately. Gentile, I wonder from your perspective too, like because the Jays are where they are, and as we're chatting, they're 53-38 on pace as Clarkey watches to hit 54. Can they hold on, or do they need to make some big additions? I think we'd all be in agreement they do. And if that's the case, much like what they did with the Price and Tulo acquisitions back in the day, who jumps out at you that they should go after? I have a couple guys in mind, and I wonder if we're on the same kind of page.
The name that I thought was the most interesting this week was Jacob deGrom. They need a starter because we don't know what Scherzer is going to give them. If he pans out, great. If he doesn't, you still have only three guys. And you saw last night when Barrios, they pulled him out of the game as early as they could because they want to sort of save him for later in the season. So I think deGrom makes the most sense. I think a starter makes the most sense. The bullpen's going to be fine. I'm kind of stuck because I think they should go for it. And at the same time, you don't want to move anyone from the current roster because things are going so well. You're going to get Varsho back. You're going to get Santander back.
Do we want him back?
Who's that?
Santander. Like, I don't know. The way they're hitting right now, like he's a 200 hitter.
$179 from the left. I'm back in your lineup. No, he was terrible before, and
yeah,
you can only make them better. They paid him the money,
I guess, but
we'll see.
I have certainly as a bench. Certainly as a bench option, like a guy, if you need a big hit or something, you're hoping that bat can pop in a big moment or something, but he'll have a really hard time getting back into the lineup consistently, I would
as he
say.
should.
I had a weird idea.
Go ahead.
Want to hear it? This is weird. No one's going to agree because it's kind of dumb. If the Jays are 10 games under 500, they'd be selling off Bo Bichette, right?
Yes, they would. Probably.
Right. Can you trade Bo Bichette in a buyer's market is my question. You got a guy that's coming up. He's not carrying the team right now.
I think stranger things have happened. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm just saying there might be something to look at.
I think stranger
There's-
things have happened. And I mean, he would be a guy that you could package to try and get the pitching help and then maybe package up some of the prospects you do have to try and shore up shortstop then. Because I mean, let's just be frank here. As much as we all like Bo and some of the tools he has, defensively, he is not ever been an impressive guy to plug in at shortstop. Like his defensive deficiencies are glaring at times.
Well, that's why getting a Jimenez made so much sense. But here's the thing:
Absolutely.
Scherzer's going to be gone. Bo might leave. Springer's not going to be like this 2 years in a row.
No way.
Like everything you're seeing now, you cannot pencil that in for next year.
No.
Yeah, you got to go for it.
Internal reduction. Actually.
Yeah, internal regression.
Yeah.
I just hope that it's a DeGrom or an Alcantara, a guy that they could, especially with a team like Miami, they could absolutely take advantage of. Damergis, I wonder on your side of things, who are some guys that the Yankees, because I mean, certainly the guys that you mentioned, Boone and Cashman, they're going to be getting desperate, and the Yankees. I mean, unless they're way under 500, they are always seemingly buyers. Are there guys out there, particularly at third, that you're looking at going, why can't the Yankees go out and get that guy?
And they got to look for a third baseman. It has to be done. They got to look for an outfielder.
Is it Cabrian Hayes?
It could be. I mean, if it depends, they're probably going to look for somebody that doesn't have a long contract. Cashman over the last few years has not taken on a lot of risk. A lot of the contracts he's taken on are people in their final year, not risky long term. So I would expect them to look in that vein. And then again, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do anything. And Cashman has said, getting to the playoffs, it's a crapshoot. And maybe he'll just take his dice and go home, go into the playoffs, do the crapshoot, and say, you know what, we'll be better next year. We'll make some moves in the offseason. We got Cole coming back. That means we'll have Fried, we'll have Rodon. Our starting rotation will look really, really great. They'll have to find a first baseman, I think, unless Ben Rice can turn around. I mean, his numbers have dropped significantly over the last few years, last few weeks as well. So he was carrying the team early on. But this team, like I said, to be weak at the corners, hitting wise, is not where you want to be.
You can be buyers, you can do nothing. Do you see them as sellers though?
No.
No.
I think Volpe loves being a Yankee too much. They've touted him too long. He's not dreadful. I mean, we're being a little exaggerating that but his game has fallen off. He's not making the plays, and this team doesn't have baseball sense. We're seeing throws to the wrong base running blunders that we saw in the World Series. We saw it consistently over Boone's reign. You didn't see it under Joe Girardi. I don't know how, and I don't understand how this team can give outs away. They've been giving outs away, and we've been seeing that consistently. And when you start seeing it from players like Volpe, you start to wonder, boy, this does go up the ladder. Now, when you start seeing Aaron Judge head not in the game, then you know it's really time for a change.
I know you've been critical of Boone. What about the New York media? Have they been as critical as you are? And who do they see as maybe a replacement for Boone?
I don't think they see anybody's replacement for Boone because of the robots that everybody cranks out there. I mean, what are they going to do? Bring out a Bochy or Dusty Baker at this point? I mean, who would you
they're the only two
to
guys who actually do managing now. It's all analytics, right?
Exactly. So I mean, Boone does what he said, what he's told from upstairs. I mean, back in the day, Steinbrenner used to call the dugout, and oh my God, he's talking to Billy Martin on the phone. Well, that's the norm now. They're on the phone with the GM, the analytics. This game is run by geeks, and it's not good for baseball.
Gentile, do you think that's changed with like they're doing a lot more bunting and moving runners, things that the fans have been critical of in past years? We're seeing it a lot more this year than we have in the past.
There's a term now, the khakis, right? Those are all the guys, like the geeks that run the team. I don't think that's changed with the Jays in terms of running and the analytics and all that stuff, but they seem to be doing things more, as you alluded to, human-like.
Yeah.
Aggressive on the like they just have more of a purpose. And I think maybe they finally taken the analytics, taken the information, but using it in a strategy, but still developing something aside from it, not just sticking with it only. You know what I mean? Like in that series against the Yankees, a perfect example. Springer goes and steals a base. Kirk advances him. Then he scores on the wild pitch to, I think, was the go-ahead run. Little thing, like they wouldn't even have attempted a double steal.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
So I think they're doing a few things that are more, I don't know if it's small ball related or whatever, but just like instinctual human kind of baseball.
Yeah. Less of the
It's
robot.
simple. Like you get, like if you get on base, like first get on base, so they're walking more,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you get on base, what do? What's my quickest path to get home? It could be a steal. It could be advancing on, like on a single or whatever. Like there's so many things that they weren't doing before. They were very robotic. And the other thing, they had all right-handed hitters. They now got an absolute masher and Barger. And I think as weird as it is, I know as good as George Springer's been, for me, I think Barger's their MVP. They never had anyone from the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Mm-hmm. He got called up April 15th. Look at their record ever since he got called up. So they needed that. It's weird. I used to always think baseball was not the game where one player can make a difference. But we go back to our Yankees 2 years ago. They don't make the playoffs. They don't look great. They bring in Soto last year. Boom, they're in the World Series. And now they regress back to what they were last year again.
Well, you're forgetting an important cog there. His name's Aaron Judge. So
yeah.
Oh, but he's been there the whole time. No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what I'm saying is they went from being a non-playoff team to making the World Series. And now this year we're talking about them regressing again. I'm not putting all that Soto. By the way, Aaron Judge is my favorite opponent to watch. Even as a Jays fan, you have to be impressed when you see him in town.
Sure.
I've had this conversation with people. Aaron Judge is the best player I've seen since 1970. The best player, bar none. And he might be the greatest right fielder to ever play the game.
And so how do you compare him with Ohtani?
His numbers are way better than Ohtani.
That's a hard conversation to have, right? Because Ohtani is just such a unicorn. Like Aaron Judge just doesn't pitch. It's such a tough conversation to have, like that, because we've never seen anybody like Ohtani in terms of the longevity of doing it. And I know he hasn't pitched very much over the last year and a half. He's pitching again, mostly in short stints right now.
But throwing 102.
It's insane what he does, like the fact that he's able to pitch and hit at that clip. But in terms of pure hitting, I think you could make a case right now that Aaron Judge might be the best right-handed hitter of all time now, Damergis.
I think that's not to say if you're going to eliminate the steroid people, and then you throw in all Barry Bonds did this, and Sammy Sosa played right field did this, and Barry Bonds played left field. Yeah, that's all bloated. That's all fake. It was fugazi. Those numbers are corrupted. It's phony. Aaron Judge is the best player we've seen since 1970, and I've seen a lot of players. I'm talking Ken Griffey Jr. as well. Some of the to me before Aaron Judge, Ken Griffey Jr. was the best because he was so prolific defensively. Aaron Judge is a damn good right fielder too, and baseball needs to do something. They need to do something as far as the walks. You should only be allowed to walk a player once per game. You should be able to do it more than once. And I know the Blue Jays played that game in that 4-game series. Don't take it away from the game. Aaron Judge is the reason why people sit down and stop what they're doing to watch him bat. Reggie Jackson used to say he puts butts in the seats. You're not getting up to go eat a hot dog when Reggie Jackson's coming to play. You're not getting up from your seat when Aaron Judge is coming.
And to be honest with you, I'm disappointed when the Jays give the 4 fingers and walk. Like, I want to see this guy hit.
I hate it.
Right. I hate it too. Like, I want to see him hit.
They finally pitched to him.
I get it.
He smashed one out.
Yeah.
And they finally did pitch to him.
Yeah.
But I think he's the best hitter in baseball, the best player in baseball.
Yeah.
And I think it's a disservice when you pay money when you're watching on TV to watch him perform and they take it away from you.
So let's just say they take it away. They take the intentional walk away. They're never going to stop a guy from throwing 4 pitches 2 feet outside. Like, how would they rule that? How would they do it? How would they get around it?
Well, you still have to pitch. The pitcher could throw the ball away. You never know. A batter could lean over and try and swing at a pitch. And the competitive nature of a pitcher too. If a pitcher's worth his damn in dirt, he's going to want to get him out. You're not going to go out there and tell Garrett Cole you can't face Aaron Judge, even though they're on the same team.
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they're not going to pussyfoot around and want to walk a guy 4 times.
Guys, the Jays haven't slowed down either tonight. Just to let you know, it's like 6-7-0 or something right now.
No, well, it should be because I mean it's the White Sox.
I
but
get it,
I
but
I agree. I agree though. I would like to see intentional walks. I mean, outright eliminated, really, because I mean I think it takes away from the spirit of the game. And yeah, if you got a big dog out there on the mound, you don't want them like imagine somebody like waving at Randy Johnson and being like, "Oh, you got to walk this guy." He'd be like, I'm gonna chew your head off. Like, there's no way I'm doing that.
It's
Which
like
is
the hack-a-shack. It's a total
yeah.
like manipulation of the game, and it's not entertaining.
no,
Yeah.
no, definitely not.
Sports is supposed to be
Yeah.
entertaining. This is a manipulation of the game.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's one thing that drives me crazy about basketball. It's the last 2 minutes of a game.
100%.
It takes a
Oh,
half
God.
hour.
That's what I
and-
hate about soccer. I don't know how much time's left. That's the stupidest thing ever.
We're not
How much
doing that
time's left?
today,
Whatever,
Clarkey.
whatever we
Clarkey-
decide, whatever I decide, that's when the game ends.
Clarkey, we're not
Can we
doing
not
that
just
today.
put a time on the score clock? Like,
We're not
like,
doing
I don't
that.
get it.
Hockey,
Gentilly,
you get the buzzer, right?
what's
You
your
know
sport,
it's over.
Gentilly?
What would you change in hockey, Clarkey?
What would I change in hockey? Well, first of all, I would eliminate the shootout. I hate the shootout. Just
Really?
play 10 minutes of 3-on-3.
The
There's gonna
worst.
be a
It's
goal.
awful.
And I don't know. Call me stupid. If they don't score in 10 minutes, call it a tie.
Speaking of ties, I think baseball should play 2 innings, regular, no man at second base, and after 11 innings, call it a tie and just play like that. Stop with putting a man at second base.
Yeah.
I don't like having the man at
A
second
lot of
You don't like
people
that, eh?
feel that way. The ghost runner, yeah, the ghost runner. I take it or leave it for me. I mean, ultimately, if they got rid of it, it wouldn't offend me at all. I want to ask
You know
you
what?
quickly
It's
because
worked, but it's gimmicky.
That's
It is, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I mean about
It
the
works.
Same
It does
thing with the
work,
shootout.
but
Same
it
thing
is a
with the
gimmick.
shootout. It serves the purpose that Gary Bettman wanted it to, but it is gimmicky, right? Before because you guys have an interesting history together, and I know there's a lot of stories here. Before we do that, I want to give Damergis an opportunity to do something that every Yankee fan loves, and that is crap on the Red Sox. And I referenced this earlier. I'm so confused by what this franchise is. I don't even know if they necessarily deserve that title anymore. They seem to be a business tax write-off for this ownership group, and the fans are furious. Baseball fans that aren't Red Sox fans are confused with this latest star leaving town in Rafael Devers. I still think that the Mookie Betts trade is one of the worst trades in professional sports history. We know that now. There's a clear winner, a clear loser. What do you make of whatever it is the Red Sox are? Because I don't know what they are. I don't think their fans know what they are. And I'm sure you and your Yankees compatriots are loving the fact that they look like a completely lost, broken machine.
I think the Yankees fans are really in their own misery right now because they can't say anything. 'Cause
Sure.
The Red Sox have won World Series. The Red Sox, I think, are a transgender bathroom right now. They don't know what they want to be. And right now, they don't hold on to that past glory of the past. I think the thing to do is what they do in soccer, and I know you're going to love this, Clarkey, is take them out of the American League East. Put them in the Central. So they're losing that bravado that goes with the American League East and the battle with the Yankees. Put them in the Central. Let them play the Twins. Let them play the Tigers. Let them battle out with Cleveland and everything, and kind of place them there. When they want to be the Red Sox again, have some cojones, to have some balls, bring them back to the American League East because they're not the Red Sox we once knew that went after that called the Yankees the evil empire. By the way, there's a great series on Netflix about the 2004 comeback that really goes into what the
It's
Red
really
Sox
good.
were. And talks about all the behind the scenes stuff and the hatred for the Yankees and how it all started when Veritek shoved his glove in A-Rod's face and everything. And couldn't happen to a nicer guy with A-Rod, by the way.
Sure, yeah.
But the Yankee fans are concerned about the Yankee fans, and
Yeah.
they can't stand Cashman. They've hated the style of baseball it's been, and then now all of a sudden Cashman's gone. Okay, we could do more of this, and whatever we did in the past was a little bit different. We need left-handed hitters. We need left-handed pitchers. Like Joe Torre said it best. This game has a heartbeat, and the baseball geeks who run the game didn't realize that the fans don't like the product. It's not just about winning; it's about excitement, putting excitement on the field, and you need to have the ball in play to have some excitement on the field.
100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. Clarkey, take over here because I know that there's
Well,
some
I
things you
mean,
want to dig into with your friends here.
well, no, it's just the three of us, Demergis, Gentile, and I. Like, there's not a long list of producers for Primetime Sports. Gentile, how many? I don't even know, but like a handful. Like, not many. You got three right here,
Less than
Ryan.
10, maybe.
Less than 10 for sure. Like, who else? There's Ryan Walsh, Ryan. What was the other Ryan? It was two Ryans.
Howard
Well,
Berger.
Ryan Walsh, Fabro did some work on
Ryan
that.
Fabro, yeah. Yeah.
Matt Marchese was one of the last producers.
Yeah, but that's when he had
They worked
two
with now
producers.
later.
They like
What? They had two producers?
They had two producers, Demergis.
Oh my
Two guys.
God.
Two.
That's it. Really?
Two. Yes, two
there
producers.
was one of us.
I know. For years, one of us. But
Oh
I
my
mean, hey,
God.
I was the guy who just read the newspaper and picked out articles and called people because that's what we did back then. There was no internet. Like when it started, can you believe like how we did it was incredible. But things, I mean, you guys were both excellent at your craft for sure. But what do you remember the most? Demerge, I'll start with you. What do you remember the most about your time, not only at the fan, but working with the Bobcat and Shaky and all that?
Oh, he took the glasses off. This podcast could have been called Four Eyes.
I might have to
Please
take the hat
continue.
off too. I felt a lot. I love the challenge, but I felt a lot of pressure every show to deliver.
Well, there was, yeah.
And it was guys calling back, and they had to call back at a specific minute per se. And
because if we don't get phone numbers, we're not talking to the guests. We're not relying on them to call us anymore, which we heard all the time from Bob.
And listen, Bob is the best broadcaster I ever worked with.
For sure,
bar none. North America. If he wanted to come to America and be a broadcaster, he would have been a star. Figuring out what Bob wanted and was going to accept as a guest too, it was very high level and deservedly so, rightfully so. But I felt a lot of pressure. And I took when I got a good guest, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I felt good. I felt empowered.
Who do you think was the biggest guest you had on the air? Do you remember? Is there one guy? I have a guy, but I wonder who yours is.
Well, I remember you arranged Lennox Lewis to come in. I looked like a puppet next to him. That was you. That was you.
And I couldn't believe he came, but he did. He showed up.
Yeah, he said. Apparently, there's a rumor that I don't show up to things. He told you.
Yeah.
We had
because I remember calling him and like he was supposed to be there at 6. I remember calling him at like 4:00 and saying, "Okay, just make sure you know where you're going and everything." He just said to me, "You don't think I'm coming, do you?" And I'm like, "No." And he goes, "I'll be there." Oh, it was good.
I'm trying to think. I remember once there was a gambling problem with some athletes, and I got probably an important guest on. It was a district attorney or something like that, and it was a really dynamite center. We had
that'd be up McCowan's alley, right?
Yeah, we had former players on. Remember the umpires had Terry. Oh, the Dowd, the lawyer that prosecuted Pete Rose.
Oh yeah.
We had Dowd on. Probably overall in radio, my best guess that I had was one time we were talking to a Yankee pitching coach, Billy Connors, and it was with Buck Martinez, who's of course the Blue Jays broadcaster and manager, and this was on XM radio, and Roger Clemens walks in and Billy Connors just hands Roger the phone, and Roger gave like a 10-minute interview. It was great and said, "Yeah, I'm back here because the young guys ain't getting it done." So that was probably one of the coolest interviews.
I had Roger Clemens in studio too for primetime.
Yeah, you were tough to live up to, Clarkey. And then Gentile came in, and Gentile followed in your footsteps.
And I want to say about Mike Gentile first before he buds in. There's no one who prepared the show better than Mike Gentile. The notes he prepared for Bob every show, I would look at them. I'm like, holy shit, I never did anything like this. Like nothing, ever. And I know it continues today. And that's what Bob demands. But you started that, Gentile, and you should be proud of it.
Well, thanks for saying that. I mean, I had one advantage because I came in after Demergis. So I got to sit back and watch the good and the bad, the stressful parts of it. I got to see what that lifestyle was like. And I was like, damn, like, I don't know if I'm like the first time they handed me the show, I said to our old boss, like, well, what happens if I can't handle it? Because I don't know if I could do it.
Mhm.
And I was told, well, then we'll just find someone else.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly. Yeah, he'll be
We'll just go to
fired.
the next guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I guess I have no chance. Then I got to make it work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I definitely tried to learn from other people's experiences. Right.
Mhm, mhm.
I remember John Shannon always gave me some good advice about it because he had worked with Dave Hodge.
Mhm.
And his strategy with Dave Hodge on Hockey Night was you have the answers before they can ask a question.
Mhm.
So if you have a guest or a segment, think, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Have it all ready before, and then you sort of jump the gun that way and beat them to it. So
Because Bob was the king of that too.
Yeah.
Bob was the king of that. Why were you talking to this guy?
Yeah. You better
yeah.
have
So
an
I
answer.
would, I tried something new. I tried to call him in the mornings to see what he wanted to talk about.
How'd that work out?
Oh, it didn't last. He's like, oh, whatever you want. Like he
Exactly.
wasn't an ideas guy.
No.
So I just had to just sell myself on what the stories were and that sort of thing. And, when you work with someone like that, if you show them that you're prepared or whatever, they kind of take their foot off the gas. But
Mhm.
man, there wasn't a day I wasn't nervous about it.
It's crazy, eh? It is. Like the
Every
pressure
day, like,
was.
you don't
was
sleep great the
large.
night before. It's
Yeah.
nerve wracking.
Yeah.
I remember we had Gordash on when we traded Roger Clemens. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We had that was a big story that we broke. That
Yeah.
was before we had Rod Beaton, and we broke that
Yep.
news on the air.
Right.
And I remember we had the Columbus Blue Jackets GM. He was really good.
Doug McLean.
Doug McLean.
Doug
yeah.
McLean, yeah.
And I used to have Doug McLean and Bill Waters on together when both of them were the assistant general manager of the Leafs and the Red Wings, respectively. Who's your biggest guest, do you think, Gentile?
So there's guests and then there's the timing of it.
Mhm.
So one time I remember calling the Colorado Avalanche asking for Patrick Waugh because I think he had just got his 500th win or something like that.
Mhm.
And I remember the PR guy going, it was Jacques Martineau. Remember?
Jean Martineau, yeah.
Jean Martineau.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you want Patrick Waugh to call your station today? Like it was like the most insulting thing you could have
Yeah.
ever asked. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I have zero chance, right? We take a break at 4:50. The phone rings.
Mhm.
I look down. I see the area code, which
Yeah.
I believe is 303.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. I pick it up. Hello, it's Patrick Waugh. He actually gave him the number. He
Mhm.
actually called in.
Yeah.
So I had to buzz into Bob. I go, it's not a joke. I have Patrick Waugh on the phone. What? I go, we got to do it now. He's there.
Yeah.
That was one. But the one that I was the most proud of that was maybe not, well, they were sort of big at the time, is during the 2002 Olympics, getting Saleh and Peltier on
Mm.
right when they got screwed by the judges.
Yeah.
And that whole controversy happened. Then they ended up getting the gold right around that time. We got them on.
Mm.
It was a lot of work talking to the people, the attaches for each, like for the Canadian Olympic Committee and that sort of stuff. So
Mhm.
to pull that one together was pretty good. That's the one that I always think about the most. Maybe not bigger names, but the timing was.
Yeah, timing is everything.
Yeah, that was a massive story. That was a worldwide story, man. People
sure.
were freaking out about that, man. The Russian judge, and
Yeah.
there's books written about that. It was
Actually, you know what?
crazy.
Okay, one more. This is more the funny version. The Mergis is going to love this story. I book Adam Rita, who was at that point, was he the GM of the Argos at the time?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's all
Could have been
good. I
coach and
booked him.
GM. Could have been both.
Yeah.
He was
So,
both.
so I book him, and I book him as an in-studio guest. And then I forget about it. I didn't write it on the board. The day comes, Bob's about to go down for a smoke break. I look down the hall, and there standing is Adam Rita. And I'm like, oh shit, that was today. I can't tell the Argos I forgot. I
No.
can't tell Bob I forgot. I'm going to get in trouble by everybody. Like, how am I going to get out of this?
Yeah.
I fly down the hall. I tell Adam to sit in our producer's room, just hang out. You want a coffee? Keep him away from Bob. I run after Bob. I follow him down on his smoke break. I say to Bob, hey, you know what? You'll never believe who I ran into in the building. He's like, who? I go, Adam Rita. He is like, no way. You should see if he should, like, if he wants to come on. I'm like, you know what? Let me go ask him. Lie down again. Tell him what's up. And I just made sure the two of them never saw or talked to each other during commercial.
Right.
Because then Adam would say, oh, this was booked for a while, or the PR person may say something. So I delayed everything that I didn't walk him down the hall until the bumper music was playing. And then I got him the hell out of there after the interview. So no one had any clue.
That's
I literally
hilarious.
booked an in-studio guest and just forgot.
Yeah.
Blaine
Clark,
Mike-
you had Ben Johnson on, right?
I had Ben
Clark-
Johnson in studio.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson was in studio, but my biggest guest, and you'll like this one, Demerge, and I've told this story before.
I know what it is.
I'm sure you do. It was spring training, and Paul Beeston had just got a job with Major League Baseball, and we thought, who could come on to possibly talk about Paul Beeston? So I thought, well, maybe George Steinbrenner would come on. So I called the Yankee facility in where Tampa, I don't know, wherever they were. I called the spring training facility, thinking, well, I'll ask for George Steinbrenner, right? Like, what do I have to lose? So some guy answers the phone, and I say, I'm looking for George Steinbrenner. Oh, he's out for lunch. I said, okay, can you give him a message? It's Chris Clark from the Fan Radio in Toronto. We want to talk to him on the air about Paul Beeston. And he's like, okay, I'll give him the message. I'm thinking, there's no way.
No way.
Yeah.
And it was like 4:45. I'll never forget it. 4:45. I hadn't even told Bob, because like you make so many calls, right?
Yeah.
And like they don't all pan out. You're not going to tell Bob everybody you call.
Right.
And I see 212 or whatever, 813, like the Tampa area code, and I'm like, oh boy, okay, just like you with your 303. Fan 590. It's George Steinbrenner here. And I'm like, hello? And he's like, yeah, it's George. Someone wants me to come on to talk about my good buddy Beeston. And I'm like, hold on a second, Mr. Steinbrenner. We're going to put you right through. So I buzz into Bob. I go, Bob, we got to stop everything. I got George Steinbrenner on the line to talk about Beeston's new role with Major League Baseball. He just looks at me, he goes, like, sure. And I go, no, got to go right now. And Bob didn't believe me and said, who do we have on the phone? Like he didn't want to introduce him because he didn't think it was the truth. And he's like, hello, it's George Steinbrenner here. And it was just unbelievable. Like he was the king of baseball at that point, right?
Absolutely.
And I remember I went in, talked to Scott Metcalf, the news director, and we killed the 5 o'clock news because we had George Steinbrenner on. So that I'll never, ever forget. And I think I might have just got some kid filling in at lunchtime who took the message to Mr. Steinbrenner. Here you go. Who knows? I don't know. But
Yeah, Costanza took your call, brother.
Yeah.
there you go.
Speaking
Is that
of
the one you
kid-
thought I was going to say, Gentile?
The traveling secretary. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
knew. I
yeah.
love that story.
Yeah.
Speaking of the
so-
King, you called up Don King once and got him on the air right away
Yep.
with
Yep.
Stellick, I remember. And he was
Oh.
dynamite, Don King.
Yeah, Don King was good.
Yeah, and my best guess actually Don Larson. It was after Cohen pitched the perfect game in 98, 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 99, 98 or 99. I got Don Larson on PrimeTime Sports. That's probably my biggest and most relevant guest.
Those are good.
It wasn't a hockey guest,
Yeah.
of course. Clark, I know.
You know what?
No,
When I took
well,
over,
Not
There you
Brian
go.
Correa.
Bob was not good friends with the NHL, if you remember at
No,
that point.
Really?
No.
And it took years of work, but the goal was to try to get Gary Bettman on, and we ended up getting him on quite a bit. But he came in studio the day where they announced the season was over.
I remember that.
or the day after, I think. However, he was in town.
Yeah,
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
The guy you get, the guys that you get to meet was, second to none as a sports guy. You just loved talking to guys and meeting guys. And I wish I had taken more pictures. Like I have a few
Yeah,
pictures of guys
you're
and
right.
stuff,
Yeah.
but I wish I had, like I have a Gordie Howe, I have a Borja Solomon, I have guys,
Right.
I had Lennox Lewis. I have that picture with Lennox, big man. Remember when was it you, Demergis, who called a hotel in London or something and asked the concierge if he'd seen Lennox Lewis? He's like, yeah, larger than life. Just walked by me.
Yes, larger than life.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, Lennox Lewis, larger than life. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we used to call hotels and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How does it work now, Gentile? Do you still have to go through PR guys or what?
You do. It's so weird now because it's all like through text
Okay.
Mm.
and that stuff. So you don't cold call anybody. It's all email or text.
Right.
And you got to go through people. But I'll tell you right now, You could know a coach, a GM personally, have their personal number. You will reach out, ask them to do the show. They will say yes. And then they will say, you got to clear it through PR.
Which is the most ridiculous, stupid thing
we
that
run
drives
into
me
that
crazy.
too.
That drives
like
me
the
crazy.
PR guys did not have power. And, they had the access.
They
like
just
we never
want
had
to
access
know.
to the athletes. So they were the conduit, but
Yeah.
they weren't powerful. And now they have power.
So here's my question. You then email the PR guy and say, hey, I just talked to so-and-so. He's coming on the show tonight at 5:00. Just wanted to let you know. Or do you have to say, are you okay with that?
So I'll say, hey,
conversation?
no, I'll say to the PR guy, hey, we have a relationship with said guest. Actually, I'll give you one, Bill Guerin. He's very easy to contact. GM of the Wild, GM of Team Canada USA, of Team USA. He's just very respectful of the booking process. So he will say yes, but will always say, go through Aaron Sickman. He'll always, and Aaron never says no, never gives a problem.
Yeah. So that's good.
So it's a respectful thing, but we will say, hey, Aaron, we've talked to Bill. He's cool to come on. We just want to let you in on it. You always try not to ask permission because then they could say no. But you don't want to say he's coming on whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You just say, hey, to come on. We just want to bring you in the loop here to sort of help out with the schedule. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. But like, it's never been that way before where PR has to give like a sign off. That was never the case.
Hey, Demerge 7-0 Yankees. Hey, Judge just hit a homer.
Oh, there
you go.
See?
You made him happy.
Break out the Victy cigar.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Smoke him if you got him, my friend. Well, speaking of hockey, we're gonna have some hockey talk. We have to.
No, we're done.
We have to. We have to do it,
Clarkey. These guys have lives. We've been on the. Let's just do a break. Let's just say goodnight. It's been a great show.
You want to say goodnight? You don't want to talk about Mitch Marner?
No, not tonight. Let's tease the audience. We'll do it next show. Okay. I gotta get
Clark.
to bed.
Chris Clark does not want to talk about Mitch Marner. This is
He's
first
not a Leaf
on the show.
This
gone. Is the first.
He's erased from my mind now.
I want everyone to remember this. This is a unique circumstance. I've never seen this before. Gentlemen, we really appreciate your time. Demergis, I'm a Cubs fan. I don't really care what the Jays do. So best of luck to your Yankees. We'll see what happens
around this weekend. You might smack him around this weekend. You never know.
We just might. Pete Crow Armstrong, he's pretty good, eh? Gentile, it's always a pleasure, brother. Thanks so much for coming on here and sharing stories.
I miss you guys. It's great. Demerge, so nice to hook up again.
Yeah, let's stay in touch, all right?
Absolutely.
All right. We will take a quick break. When we come back, Clarkey and I, big announcement. We promised this last week. Future of the show. We've got some big news. That's coming up next here on Instigating. Welcome back to Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. Thanks to the two Mikes, Damergis, Gentile, our buddies. They're awesome.
It's my favorite time, right? Like just reminiscing. I know people are saying, "Oh, it's just a bunch of old guys talking about the old times," but I love it. It's good.
Here's the thing, right? Like I sit back and listen, like it's valid to me. Like I love this industry too. And I'm younger. I look up to all you guys. I want to have the same type of career, right? So obviously doing something a little different. Like I'm, not as much on the production side of things, obviously, but, being part of it, it's a unique, I already know this. And we've kind of established that with this show too. Like it's a unique brotherhood, right? Like the guys, there's very few people that like kind of get the ins and outs of the industry. Yeah. And you kind of have to experience it to know really, like you can hear stories, but there's a unique bond there with other people that understand it, Yeah.
And I know I've told that Steinbrenner story 1,000 times probably on the show, but it's just, it was such a neat moment in my career. And I knew Demergis would like
George friggin' Steinbrenner, brother.
Yeah. Like there wasn't many bigger names. There wasn't many more bigger names than the owner of the New York Yankees.
Was there a bigger name, really?
I don't think so.
In North American
owner
sports?
Of the
Certainly
New York
not.
Yankees. Yep.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff, man.
So what's the news, Ryan? We have big news.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
We have big news. So obviously, a couple weeks ago, we signed off with our friends on Whiteman TV. We had a great experience with them. Producer Adam, he's just moving on to a bit of a different role.
Bigger and better things. Yeah.
Bigger and better things for everybody, right? And we were contacted by an executive, I'll call him, my friend Mark Perry over at Rogers TV in the Georgian Bay area. And Mark and I, he was one of the first guys that actually got me on the air in the OHL. He still produces Owen Sound Attack games. And he reached out and asked, what's up with this show that I hear you're doing? And I'm like, well, I've been doing it for a while. And well, it turns out that Rogers TV is looking for some new sports content. And they found it in Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. So
there we go. Where
Rogers,
are we on? Who's
Rogers Community Television. As far as I'm told, this partnership, like after this episode, we're gonna take some time off. We're gonna take a little bit of a breather, and then in early to mid August, we are going to begin doing shows for Rogers TV, and you're going to be able to catch us in the Georgian Bay area, the London Middlesex area, Guelph, Kitchener, Tri-Cities, really a large swath of Southern Ontario where Rogers is going to be broadcasting Instigating with Clarkey and Drury, and we couldn't be more excited.
We're going to have some new logo.
New logos. Amanda's got some stuff cooking. I've seen some prototypes.
Yeah,
it's not even a prototype. It's cleared and approved. Okay,
I don't think we need to tweak it. I think it's perfect.
It's perfect the way it is. It's ready to go. We're gonna have a new look. We're gonna have some new sound, and we're gonna have a new home on Rogers TV. And we're really excited.
I thought you were gonna say host. Scared me a minute. It's not a new host.
No, not a new host. There's no. Yeah,
Still
we're
us.
coming back. I would be the show would be gone if either one of us were gone. This is our thing, buddy. We're doing this together, and we're going to be doing it on Rogers TV. It's going to be exciting. We'll have some news soon on when the show will air, where you can find it. You'll still be able to find it right here on YouTube and all your favorite podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That's not going anywhere. Your access to the show is not going anywhere. Our social media is not going anywhere. It's still going to be at Instigating Pod on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook too. It's an exciting time. As Bob Dylan once said, the times they are a-changing, and they are a-changing here on Instigating, Clarkey. It's very exciting, brother. Hey,
exciting.
Just when you thought you were out of the Rogers family, it's like The Godfather. They pulled me back in.
That's right. I'll be on my best behavior.
You'll be on your best behavior. You're always
and
on
Rogers,
your best
like,
behavior,
the Gentile Rogers employee too. Like, we have a lot of
amazing
guys on
guy.
Rogers.
Well,
Sam Cosentino. Like, I can list a whole host of them. Anyway,
absolutely.
All right, I'm done. Let's say goodnight and let's say goodnight behind me. The night has fallen, and we had a great show. I loved it. One of my favorites. I can tell you that much.
Absolutely, and there's going to be a lot more coming with our new friends at Rogers TV. We're very excited about that. Stay tuned for news on when it's going to debut. We will keep you posted on all the social medias, and we're very appreciative that you continue to watch us here on Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. We'll see you soon.
Roger.